This morning, we have team coverage as we help you get ready for the Thanksgiving holiday. 80 million Americans are predicted to travel this week. Lindsay Massis is at the alert desk with the impact of an airport worker strike that just started. Joy Wang is live at Reagan National covering the travel rush.
And John Gonzalez is live this morning with some safety tips that you'll want to know before your big feast on Thursday.
So let's start with Joy, and the busiest day of the holiday rush starts tomorrow. But for lots of people, it's already begun. Joy, travel numbers over the next several days likely to set a new record.
That's right, and we're certainly seeing a lot of people at the airport already so early this morning. Now, I want to mention I ran inside and I checked the departure boards for you guys. And on American Airlines specifically, 3 delays already going to Charlotte, Dallas, as well as Birmingham. So those are just some things to keep in mind. Check those flights before you head out the door and make sure you get here early, because compared to pre-pandemic numbers, we're talking about more than 10% more people are actually flying this Thanksgiving period. Now, 7 News on your side to make sure you know your rights and what you're entitled to if there are any cancellations or delays. Specifically, if it's a controllable cancellation, all domestic carriers are offering to rebook you on the same airline at no additional cost. Also, the airlines have committed to providing a meal or a voucher if the cancellation is after you've waited for 3 hours or more for a new flight. And other than Frontier Airlines, airlines such as American, Delta, and United, they are covering hotel and ground transportation for those affected by an overnight cancellation or overnight delay.
While there are, of course, some factors that affect travel, especially the weather, that are truly out of anybody's control, we can take and have taken a number of steps to make travel better. TSA is expecting a potentially record-breaking holiday travel season. If recent experience is any guide, these will likely be some of the busiest travel days in U.S. history.
When it comes to flying, one of the biggest concerns, of course, is weather. So senior meteorologist Brian Vandegraff, he's got you covered there. Meanwhile, I've actually tweeted out a link already that gives you all the details when it comes to what you're entitled to, if there are any controllable cancellations and delay, the various airlines, what they've agreed to, and whether or not you'll be able to sit with your family as well if for some reason your tickets are set farther apart on the plane. And finally, in our next half hour, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the roads, because most of the people, if they're traveling this Thanksgiving season, they'll be driving. For now, live at Reagan National, Joy Wang, 7 News.
And breaking news right now at the alert desk this morning. It could impact travel ahead of Thanksgiving. As Joy mentioned, overnight airport workers in Charlotte, North Carolina voted to go on strike. It started at 5 this morning. This is involving service workers, so that means cabin cleaners, wheelchair attendants, and even those servicing bathrooms and trash. They work for American Airlines and some contractors, and they are striking over low wages. So I've been checking all morning, and right now that airport has 6 delays, but I don't see any cancellations. We will keep you updated.
All right, we will likely see ripple effects at other airports as well. Lindsay, thanks. So some welcome news for the millions of Americans who will be driving to their Thanksgiving destinations. Gas prices continue to fall. The national average is now $3.05. That's down more than 20 cents from a year ago. Closer to home, the average price in Virginia is $2.95, but people living in Northern Virginia paying closer to $3.10. In D.C., the average price right now $3.24, and in Maryland, it is $3.11.
On this morning with some important safety reminders ahead of your big Thanksgiving meal. So did you know Thanksgiving is the #1 day for cooking fires, with more than 3 times the daily average? Local fire officials are urging families to take precautions this Turkey Day. 7 News' John Gonzalez is live for us at Montgomery County Fire Station 32 in Rockville with something quick we can all check today to lower our fire risk. John, good morning.
Hey, Adriana, good morning. And I'll add to your list, Christmas Day and Christmas Eve are 2nd and 3rd, according to the National Fire Prevention Association. And of course, right away, off the bat, we should be checking these this week. Our smoke alarms, very easy to check, very easy to change these days. Now, we are working with Montgomery County Fire. This is such a joyous, magical time for our families, but it is definitely a time to keep an eye on things. The Office of the Maryland-State-Fire-Marshal offered the following tips for a safe and enjoyable Thanksgiving. Unattended cooking is a big cause for fires, the leading cause, in fact, for kitchen fires. When cooking on the stovetop, stay in the kitchen to watch the food. Establish what we like to call a 3-foot kids and pet-free zone around any area where hot foods and drinks are being prepared. Keep a lid or a cookie sheet nearby when you're cooking to smother those small grease fires. Keep any combustibles, oven mitts, wooden utensils, food packaging, towels, etc., anything away from the stovetop. Essentially, eliminate clutter in the kitchen.
The number one cause of fire in our experience year-round is unattended cooking. So I think people are going to have mishaps, turning the temperature on too high or leaving it in there too long, and you may have a fire. But again, have a plan, know what you're going to do.
And you know, this may seem a little extreme, but fire officials say it is better to be safe than sorry. Make sure your guests, if you are having a big gathering this week, know where all of your exit doors are. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to designate a meeting point outside if, God forbid, you have to evacuate the home.